brush. So carbon is used for the brush. Next is bearing. These are spotted in end cover. Bearing are used in DC machine to make the motor run freely, that is to avoid the friction between the stationary part and rotating parts. So hard material should be chosen for the construction of bearing. High quality steel is used for making bearing. Shaft. In DC machine, the function of shaft is to transfer mechanical power from ore to the machine, therefore it should be made mechanically strong. Moreover, the armature, commutator, etc. are also mounted to the shaft. So mild steel is selected for making the shaft of DC machine. Mild steel have adequate mechanical strength. So the material having adequate mechanical strength should be chosen for the shaft. So we used mild steel which have adequate mechanical strength. Next is material used for the construction of induction motor. An induction motor essentially consists of two parts. First is stationary part known as stator, second is rotating part known as rotor. Stator, it is a stationary part of the motor. Stator has further three parts, that is stator frame, stator core, stator winding. Stator frame, it is the outermost body of the motor. Its function is to support the stator inner core and also to give mechanical protection to the parts of motor. Thus the outer frame or stator frame should be made of such a material which is mechanically strong. Therefore steel is used in the construction of stator frame. Stator core. The stator core is placed inside the outer frame and is bolted. The stator winding or stator conductor are accommodated in the slots which are provided in the innermost periphery of the stator core. When AC supply is given to the stator, AC current flows through this winding and alternating flux is set up in the core, causing continuous reversal of magnetism in the stator core, resulting hysteresis load, eddy current losses in the stator core. Since eddy current losses, the stator core is built up of thin lamination of silicon steel. The laminations are assembled under the hydraulic pressure. These laminations are insulated from each other by the coating of black varnishes and alkyl resin varnish. So again the stator core form the magnetic circuit of the motor. So this the material selected for the stator core should be such that the material should have less hysteresis losses and less eddy current losses. So we use the silicon steel for the construction of stator core. Stator winding. Slots are provided in the inner periphery of the stator core in which stator winding is placed. Stator winding should be made of such conducting material which should have minimum resistivity. Copper is chosen as the most suitable material for this purpose. Copper wire used in the stator winding is enameled with the thin coating of black varnish or alkyl resin varnish in order to insulate them from each other. So again copper is used for the construction of stator winding because copper has less resistivity and therefore the weight cross sectional area required for the copper wire should be less, and weight will also less when we use the copper as a material for construction of stator winding. Next is rotor. It is a rotating part of the motor. It is mounted on the shaft of motor. Rotor are two types: squirrel cage type rotor, second is phase wound rotor. Squirrel cage rotor. It consists of cylindrical laminated core. Rotor core has to face the continuous reversal of magnetism, which will result in hysteresis loss. Eddy current losses will also exist in the core. Therefore, material chosen for the construction of rotor core should be such that it should have less hysteresis loss as well as eddy current losses. The silicon steel lamination coated with layer of black varnish are assembled together in order to construct the rotor core. Slots are also provided on the inner periphery of the rotor core to accommodate the copper conductor. Copper wire with thin coating of black varnish are used as a rotor winding. Squirrel cage. Next is phase wound rotor. It consists of laminated cylindrical core in which copper winding similar to the stator winding is placed. The rotor windings ends are brought out and are connected with the phosphorus bronze slip ring. These slip rings are keyed to the shaft. All rotating parts are keyed to the shaft. Therefore, the shaft must be made from some mechanically strong material. Mild steel is used for the construction of shaft. Material used in the construction of synchronous machine. The synchronous machine is that machine which run at synchronous speed. The main part of synchronous machine are rotor and stator. The material used to construct it are as follow. For the construction of stator part, stator consists of three parts: stator frame, stator core, stator winding. Stator frame is again made up of fabricated rolled steel. The outermost part of synchronous machine is called stator frame. Its main purpose is to provide mechanical protection to the inner part as well as provide least reluctance path to the magnetic field produced by the stator winding. The function of stator frame remains same as in the case of DC machine as in the case of induction machine. So in the synchronous machine, the function of stator frame is again same to provide the mechanical protection to the pole core and pole shoes, inner part of the machines. So we use the material we use the material which have the adequate mechanical strength. So we use fabricated rolled steel which has adequate mechanical strength. Stator core. Stator core is fixed with the stator frame with the help of bolts. Semi-closed slots are cut out in inner periphery where stator winding is placed. For the construction of stator core, we use the silicon steel because again with same reason, because silicon steel has high permeability. With the use of silicon steel, it avoids the hysteresis losses and eddy current losses. Stator winding. Stator winding again made up of copper wire. Rotor. Two types of rotor are used in synchronous machine. First is salient pole type rotor. In salient pole type rotor, projected pole are made which are made of such a material which provide least reluctance path to the magnetic flux produced by armature winding and field winding. The field coils are provided on pole core of the rotor. These field coils are made of enameled copper wire. Non-salient pole type rotor. In non-salient pole type synchronous machines, the rotor is cylindrical in shape and is made of silicon steel lamination which not only reduce eddy current losses but also hysteresis losses. Rotor winding is placed in slots of rotor core. Enameled copper wire is used in the rotor winding. The synchronous machine is doubly excited machine with its rotor and stator winding excited with two different types of supply. Rotor winding is always fed from DC supply. The connection to the rotor winding are given through two slip rings which are made of phosphorus bronze. Next is material used in making transformer. So first is transform. What is transformer? Transformer is a device which transforms electric power from one circuit to another circuit. It step up or step down the voltage and frequency remains same. So transformer is an electrical apparatus which transfer electric power from one circuit to another circuit at the same frequency. Transformer consists of various parts such as laminated core, transformer winding, coil winding, former, transformer tank, etc. Therefore, various materials such as conducting material, insulating material, magnetic materials are used for construction of various parts mentioned above. First is laminated magnetic core. Laminated magnetic cord is that part of transformer which becomes magnet when current passes through the transformer. Due to the continuous reversal of magnetism in the core, hysteresis loss occur in the core. So the core should be made of such a material which should have low hysteresis coefficient. It is also very important to see that material chosen should have low value of residual magnetism so that core will remain magnetized only when current passes through the transformer coil or winding. To minimize the eddy current losses, transformer core is made of thin laminations. Considering all above factors, silicon steel is found to the best suitable material for the construction of transformer core. So what is magnetic frame? The magnetic path, magnetic circuit or magnetic material which is used in the transformer which transform power from one circuit to another circuit is called magnetic frame. This is the magnetic frame. When current passes through the magnetic frame, then flux will induced and it will link from primary to secondary. It links with primary as well secondary. This flux is produced by this primary coil. So this part which carries the magnetic flux is called magnetic frame. This magnetic frame should be made of such a material which should have less hysteresis coefficient. That is, hysteresis loss should be minimum in the magnetic frame. Second magnetic loss is eddy current losses. To avoid the eddy current losses, this magnetic frame should be made of number of thin lamination. So this core is made of number of thin lamination as the eddy current losses depend upon the thickness of the core. So we use the number of stamping which are made of silicon steel to construct the magnetic frame. Next is transformer coil. In the transformer, coils are wound around the core. Coil is wound around the coil former. The coil former is an insulating material. The material used for making transformer coil must have low resistivity. So copper having low resistivity is used for making the coil. You can see this is the transformer coil made up of copper material. Next is bushing. Large size transformers are provided with bushings. Bushings are meant for electrical connections. These are connected to each incoming and outgoing terminal of the transformer. Conductors are tied to these bushings. These bushings are made of from some insulating materials. Generally, porcelain is used to the most suitable for this purpose. So these are the bushings which are used for carrying the current from the transmission line or distribution line to the inside the transformer to the primary coil of the transformer. So these materials should be made up of insulating material. So generally we use the porcelain material for the construction of bushing. Next is transformer oil. Mineral oil we used for in the transformer. The main function of transformer oil is to extinguishes the arc and it acts as a insulating medium inside the transformer. Next is transformer tank. Outer body of the transformer is called transformer tank, and it should be the function of transformer tank is to provide mechanical protection to the inner component. So the material used for constructing transformer tank should be mechanically strong. So we use the material that is steel for the construction of transformer because steel is mechanically strong. So this part is the this outer part is called transformer tank and it is made of material steel. Thank you.